find older editions of the National Electrical Code, there are several avenues to explore. Firstly, consider libraries. The Library of Congress in Washington, District of Columbia, houses a vast collection of national electrical codes dating back to the early 1900s. The National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, library also holds a collection of national electrical codes from various decades. Many major university libraries, such as Harvard, Yale, and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, have historical collections as well. Secondly, museums are a valuable resource. The Fire Safety Museum of Oklahoma City displays a collection of national electrical codes from the 19th and early 20th centuries. The National Electrical Code Museum, located in Quincy, Massachusetts, showcases a timeline of national electrical code editions. Thirdly, explore online sources. The NFPA website offers access to historical editions of the National Electrical Code, although a paywall may be required for some content. The International Atomic Energy Agency, or AIA, publishes historical editions of the National Electrical Code as part of its Technical Documents series, also known as TechDoc. Google Books allows you to search for National Electrical Code historical to find digitized editions of older National Electrical Codes. Finally, consider antiquarian booksellers. Books is an online marketplace specializing in rare and out-of-print books. Howell's Books, a large independent bookstore in Portland, Oregon, has a collection of antiquarian books, including national electrical codes. Some larger Barnes and Noble stores may have a section dedicated to used and antiquarian books as well. When looking for older national electrical codes, there are several tips to keep in mind. Look for editions published by the NFPA or the National Board of Fire Underwriters, also known as NBFU. Check for handwritten notes or inscriptions, which may indicate the previous owner's involvement in the electrical industry. Original copies will often have a leather or cloth cover and may be fragile, so handle them with care. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is a regionally adoptable standard for the safe installation of electrical wiring and equipment in the United States. It is part of the National Fire Code series published by the NFPA, a private trade association. While not itself a law, the National Electrical Code is adopted into law by many states and municipalities in an effort to standardize their enforcement of safe electrical practices. In these cases, the National Electrical Code is the legal standard for electrical installation. The National Electrical Code is updated every 3 years. The updates are based on inputs from a variety of sources, including code enforcement officials, electrical inspectors, fire marshals, electrical contractors, design professionals, manufacturers, insurance organizations, and testing laboratories. The National Electrical Code is organized into chapters, articles, and sections. Chapter 1 covers general requirements, Chapter 2 covers wiring and protection, Chapter 3 covers wiring methods and materials, Chapter 4 covers equipment for general use, Chapter 5 covers special occupancies, Chapter 6 covers special equipment, Chapter 7 covers special conditions, and Chapter 8 covers communication systems. Each chapter is further divided into articles, and each article is divided into sections. The sections contain the specific requirements for electrical installations. The National Electrical Code contains requirements for a wide variety of electrical installations, including residential, commercial, and industrial installations. The National Electrical Code also contains requirements for special occupancies such as healthcare facilities, hazardous locations, and swimming pools. The National Electrical Code is a complex document, and it is important to consult the latest edition of the National Electrical Code when designing or installing electrical systems. The National Electrical Code is a living document, and it is constantly being updated to reflect new technologies and safety concerns. It is important to stay up to date on the latest changes to the National Electrical Code in order to ensure that electrical installations are safe and compliant. The National Electrical Code is an important tool for ensuring the safety of electrical installations. By following the requirements of the National Electrical Code, electricians and other electrical professionals can help to prevent electrical fires and other electrical hazards. The National Electrical Code is not intended to be a design manual, but it does provide a framework for the safe design and installation of electrical systems. The National Electrical Code is intended to be used in conjunction with other standards and codes such as the National Electrical Safety Code, also known as NESC, and the International Building Code, also known as IBC. The National Electrical Code is enforced by local code officials who are responsible for inspecting electrical installations to ensure that they comply with the National Electrical Code. The National Electrical Code is an important part of the electrical safety system in the United States. By following the requirements of the National Electrical Code, we can help to prevent electrical fires and other electrical hazards. The history of the National Electrical Code is closely tied to the development of the electrical industry. As electricity became more widely used, the need for a standardized set of safety rules became increasingly apparent. In the late 19th century, various organizations began to develop their own electrical codes. However, these codes were not always consistent, and this led to confusion and inconsistency in the enforcement of electrical safety standards. In 1897, the NFPA published the first edition of the National Electrical Code. The National Electrical Code was based on the existing electrical codes, and it was intended to provide a uniform set of safety rules for electrical installations. The National Electrical Code has been updated regularly since its initial publication, and it has become the most widely adopted electrical code in the United States. The National Electrical Code has played a major role in improving electrical safety in the United States. By providing a standardized set of safety rules, the National Electrical Code has helped to reduce the number of electrical fires and other electrical hazards. The National Electrical Code is an important tool for ensuring the safety of electrical installations. By following the requirements of the National Electrical Code, electricians and other electrical professionals can help to prevent electrical fires and other electrical hazards. The National Electrical Code is not intended to be a design manual, but it does provide a framework for the safe design and installation of electrical systems. The National Electrical Code is intended to be used in conjunction with other standards and codes, such as the National Electrical Safety Code and the International Building Code. The National Electrical Code is enforced by local code officials who are responsible for inspecting electrical installations to ensure that they comply with the National Electrical Code. The National Electrical Code is an important part of the electrical safety system in the United States. By following the requirements of the National Electrical Code, we can help to prevent electrical fires and other electrical hazards. The scope of the National Electrical Code covers electrical conductors and equipment installed within or on public and private buildings or other structures, including mobile homes, recreational vehicles, and floating buildings. It also covers electrical conductors and equipment that connect to the supply of electricity, such as those used for outside wiring, remote control signaling, and power-limited systems. However, the National Electrical Code does not cover installations in ships, watercraft other than floating buildings, railway rolling stock, aircraft, or automotive vehicles. It also does not cover underground mines or self-propelled vehicles. Furthermore, the National Electrical Code does not apply to installations under the exclusive control of electric utilities for the purpose of communication, metering, or for the generation, control, transformation, transmission, and distribution of electric energy. The National Electrical Code is divided into 9 chapters, each addressing a specific area of electrical installations. Chapter 1 covers general requirements that apply throughout the National Electrical Code, such as definitions, rules for electrical work, and examination of equipment for safety. Chapter 2 deals with wiring and protection, covering topics such as the use and identification of grounded and grounding conductors, branch circuits, and overcurrent protection. Chapter 3 focuses on wiring methods and materials, including requirements for raceways, cables, boxes, and other wiring components. Chapter 4 covers equipment for general use, such as flexible cords and cables, switches, receptacles, luminaires, and appliances. Chapter 5 addresses special occupancies, such as hazardous locations, healthcare facilities, places of assembly, and agricultural buildings. Chapter 6 focuses on special equipment, such as electric signs, elevators, data processing systems, and X-ray equipment. Chapter 7 covers special conditions, such as emergency systems, fire alarm systems, and communication systems. Chapter 8 deals with communication systems, including telephone, radio, and television systems. Finally, Chapter 9 contains tables and examples that are used to supplement the requirements in the other chapters. The National Electrical Code uses a system of numbering to organize its requirements. Each section of the National Electrical Code is identified by a unique number which consists of the chapter number, a period, and a section number. For example, Section 210.52 addresses the location of receptacle outlets in dwelling units. The National Electrical Code also uses a system of abbreviations to refer to common electrical terms and concepts. For example, amp is used to abbreviate ampere, volt is used to abbreviate voltage, and watts is used to abbreviate wattage. It's critical to familiarize yourself with these abbreviations to effectively interpret the National Electrical Code. The National Electrical Code is not a static document. It is updated every 3 years to reflect changes in technology, industry practices, and safety concerns. The NFPA develops the National Electrical Code through a consensus-based process that involves a wide range of stakeholders, including electrical contractors, engineers, inspectors, manufacturers, and consumers. Proposed changes to the National Electrical Code are submitted to the NFPA, and they are then reviewed by technical committees. The technical committees consider the proposals and make recommendations for changes to the National Electrical Code. The recommendations are then published for public review, and interested parties can submit comments on the recommendations. The technical committees then consider the comments and make final recommendations for changes to the National Electrical Code. The final recommendations are then submitted to the NFPA membership for a vote. If the membership approves the changes, they are incorporated into the next edition of the National Electrical Code. One key aspect of the National Electrical Code is its emphasis on safety. The National Electrical Code is designed to protect people and property from electrical hazards such as electric shock, fire, and explosion. The National Electrical Code contains requirements for a wide range of electrical installations, and these requirements are based on sound engineering principles and industry best practices. The National Electrical Code also requires that electrical equipment be listed and labeled by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories, also known as UL, or Electrical Testing Laboratories, also known as ETL. This ensures that electrical equipment has been tested and found to be safe for its intended use. The National Electrical Code is enforced by local code officials who are responsible for inspecting electrical installations to ensure that they comply with the National Electrical Code. Code officials have the authority to issue permits, conduct inspections, and order corrections to electrical installations that do not comply with the National Electrical Code. Compliance with the National Electrical Code is essential for ensuring the safety of electrical installations. Failure to comply with the National Electrical Code can result in serious consequences, such as fines, legal action, and even injury or death. The National Electrical Code is not just a set of rules, it is a comprehensive guide to electrical safety. By understanding the National Electrical Code and following its requirements, electricians and other electrical professionals can help to create safer electrical environments for everyone. When using the National Electrical Code, it is important to understand the difference between mandatory rules and permissive rules. Mandatory rules are identified by the words shall or shall not, and they must be followed in all cases. Permissive rules are identified by the words shall be permitted or shall not be required, and they are optional. The National Electrical Code also includes informational notes, which are intended to provide additional information or guidance on a particular topic. Informational notes are not mandatory, but they can be helpful in understanding the intent of the National Electrical Code. It's also important to be aware of any local amendments to the National Electrical Code. Many jurisdictions adopt the National Electrical Code with local amendments, which are changes to the National Electrical Code that are specific to that jurisdiction. Local amendments can be more stringent than the National Electrical Code, so it is important to be aware of them when working in a particular area. The National Electrical Code is a complex and comprehensive document, and it can be challenging to understand and apply. However, there are many resources available to help electricians and other electrical professionals learn about the National Electrical Code. These resources include training courses, seminars, and publications. The NFPA also offers a variety of resources, including the National Electrical Code Handbook, which provides detailed explanations of the National Electrical Code requirements. In addition to the National Electrical Code, there are other standards and codes that may apply to electrical installations. These include the National Electrical Safety Code, which covers electrical safety requirements for utilities, the International Building Code, which covers building construction requirements, and the Americans with Disabilities Act, which covers accessibility requirements for buildings and facilities. It is important to be aware of all of the applicable standards and codes when designing and installing electrical systems. The National Electrical Code is an essential tool for ensuring electrical safety, and it is important for electricians and other electrical professionals to understand and apply its requirements correctly. By following the National Electrical Code and staying up to date on the latest changes, we can help to create safer electrical environments for everyone.